Afternoon, Gus.
Hey, how you doing, chap?
Good. Without getting outside your scheme, whenever you face a rookie quarterback, whether it's first pick, second pick, third round, are there must-do things that you try to do defensively?
Well, I mean, you go into every game knowing that you have to try to affect the quarterback, and it's no different with a rookie. I think you try to get a feel for his poise back there, how he handles himself with pressure. How does he handle himself? They do a lot of movement passes and things like that to protect max protection shots. So he seems to be handling himself pretty well in there. I thought, he sticks in there. It's hard because we really got one game, and with a new staff like this, so you're trying to go back and look at scheme things, and then you also want to go back and look at him in his college days.
So college tape does give you something. It just shows you what he does, I
I
guess.
I think just his movement, Chappie, like out of the pocket, they traditionally, like to run some movement passes. So how is he out of the pocket when he does do that? So, we spend a lot of time on scheme, but we do look at personnel for a period of time in the morning.
Thank you, Gus.
Raven.
Last week, you mentioned it was a great challenge to go up against an offense like Jacksonville that can attack you in so many ways. So, how do you feel like your defense stepped up to that challenge?
There was a lot of good plays that we made. I thought, we wanted to play hard and play fast and play physical, and I thought we took a step in the right direction in those avenues. And we got to finish, through the whole game and play that style. But I thought for the most part, the effort and the style which we played with was good. We just got to find a way to make even more plays.
Joel.
Hey Gus, what do you think of Shaq? It looked to me like, I mean, especially on that tackle for loss, like that was some of the bursts that we're kind of accustomed to seeing.
Right. I think it's going to be, I keep, my conversations with Shaq, although he has the majority of them are with Richard, is just the big picture. Where is he at now? And then let's just make sure each day we get better. And then let's take a look at it, in November and see where we're at. And, we're going to be patient with him to come back. I think he had quite a few reps. He probably had more than we anticipated going into the game, but I know that he felt pretty good. So we're just going to keep monitoring that as a week to week, conversation with him.
Was there a plan to take him out in specific situations or?
Well, I think the plan was just, really be aware of how many plays in a row he had. I think, there was times he was off on third down because he had a number of plays in a row. So we tried to monitor that part of it. But I will say this, it's hard to tell him you're off the field, in the heat of the moment, in critical times. If his play number 6 or play number 7 in a row happens to be in the red zone or something, he wants to continue to play, which is right. We love that about him.
James.
Gus, what did you think of your two young defensive backs on the outside, Darrell Baker and Dallas Flowers getting their first, not Dallas, but DJ getting their first real burn together?
Well, I think they're good. I mean, DJ, he had a couple catches on him, the red zone one, and then, on our sideline. And I mean, we're coaching them up on, things that we believe, attack the ball, hands to hands, things like that. But, give them some credit too. They made some great throws on those plays, put it up and, higher than he could reach, and they made a great play. So I think overall they did good. We're going to ask more of them, but in the first game, just where they were at, I think for the most part, they had 4 or 5 explosive plays on the day, and that's one thing. We didn't have a real good feel for Ridley. As the game went on, we got a better feel how they were going to utilize them. So, we just need to make another big jump this week now.
Kevin.
Gus, from a defensive line standpoint, it seemed like a variety of guys made some plays. What did you think just of the playmaking aspect of that unit, not just the interior guys?
Right. I think, it's really their job to disrupt and for everybody to clean it up. And I thought they did a really good job with that. I think Buck and Grove really, really played hard, physical. They disrupted up front. Their get off You could feel it, you could see it on tape. So those two guys. I think the reps, Nate did a great job as far as managing it. We wanted to make sure certain guys got a number of reps and to keep those guys fresh. So overall the defensive line, it felt like to me, there was some disruption taking place with them.
Yeah.
Gus, I don't know how your meetings go with players, but maybe sometimes they roll their eyes when you keep saying, yeah, play through the whistle, play through the whistle. Does Buck's play show you that, yeah, play through the whistle because things happen?
Yeah, I think, who gets most upset about it is the offense when we're in training camp. They're walking back to the huddle or the play's end and a player will come up and punch it out. And what are we doing? The play's over. But we keep emphasizing that. But that was really Z, his awareness. He is a guy that probably is the culprit in training camp, getting called out where he gets a late punch. And, but that's why we do it right there. It's a great example of it. So, yeah, there's a little hemming and hawing during training camp and OTAs. But, it's building habits like that, and it paid off for us.
Last question for Raven.
You just mentioned Zaire and the forced fumble he had last game. He ended up having, I believe, 18 tackles, which is one of the most in Colts history. Just being able to see him come off of a great year in 2022 and have that big impact in his first game. Just how excited are you to see him continue to develop and grow through the season?
Well, I think from year one to year two, I think in year one, they kind of run the defense, but in year two, you hope to see him own the defense. Where it's theirs and they take ownership of it. And I think that's the step for us that we need to take. So, regardless of scheme, we sit back and watch and we feel like, are we playing hard? Can you feel, the effort? Can you feel the physical nature of our play? And I think with Z in particular, he does own it. I mean, he knows, he runs our system out there. He has great communication on the sideline. And so I think, that's our challenge to him, is to take that next step.